Welcome to Antique.com. Today I'm looking at a Compaq SR1000. This is an Athlon64 machine running Windows XP. The machine's pretty grubby on the outside. It looks like we got drinks and food stains everywhere. Popping the front cover off, we can see there's just as much dust and dirt on the inside as there is on the outside. We've even got cobwebs, luckily no spiders. Overall, internally, the case isn't that bad. It's just got a thin layer of dust over everything. The only thing that has some concern is the CPU cooler. Its fan and heatsink looked well clogged up. We'll see some good pictures of that later on. When this first came to me, I decided to make a copy of all the data before I undertook any further work. However, just getting it to boot was a hurdle. It appears to have had several competing applications that were all launched at startup, each fighting for the same limited resources of the machine. Various error messages kept getting shown, but eventually I got it to the desktop. On the whole, it's a typical XP experience. When the machine's been left too long without any maintenance, it's super slow and unusable in its current form. Let's see what I can do. So I've stuck in another hard drive and we're backing up the data. Now that the data's secure, I can start pulling it apart, one bit at a time. Power supply, RAM, cables, hard drives, finally the motherboard. So let's get rid of all that dust from the bottom of this case and give it a damn good clean. As if by magic, here's the case now it's been cleaned. All I need to do is clean all the other bits. The motherboard is reasonably clean. The only really dirty part is the heatsink and fan. Let's get that fan off and look at the heatsink. Yeah, that will never have been cleaned, but it is now. Let's get it back on the motherboard. The motherboard itself is now ready to go back into the case. Now that it's mounted and the various leads for the front USB reconnected, we're ready to start adding more parts. Almost done now. The modem, the RAM, the hard drives, the power supply are all back in place. All that's missing is just the front panel. And here it is, all cleaned up and ready to refit back onto the case. So the case is now finished and it's time to look at the software. The desktop here looks vastly different to what it did earlier. That's because I had to do a lot of cleaning up before I could back up the data. So let's reboot the machine, press F10 and get into the system restore process. The restore partition is in essence a copy of the DVD that normally would have come with the machine when it was first bought. I knew I wouldn't have this, but I was fairly confident that the system recovery partition would be there for me to use. Okay, we're going to speed up a little bit now. And here we are with the same looking desktop, but this time it's a clean install of Windows. Well, this video's gone on for too long already and we haven't even started working on the upgrades or the updates to the operating system. We'll do that in a future video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe.